This is Joey's 95 Mazda Miata. The 95 Miata has the 1.8 liter that they introduced in 94. They got reports that the 1.6 was too slow, so they got the 1.8 and it's still too slow. But it's a Miata. I'm not going to beat the dead horse of how slow the car is, because that's not why you buy a Miata. If you want power, go buy a Mustang. Ooh, roundabout. Ooh, bitch. I am a car. I have the right of way. That's what Miatas live for. So what do you have done to your car, Joey?
When I bought it, it was an automatic. So I did swap to 5-speed. And then it had an open diff, so now it has an LSD. And it has a roll bar, because I do so much racing. And it doesn't have AC, so it's good and light.
Because race car?
Because race car, yeah. It has RS3s and RPF 1s. I feel like, I think that's it, actually.
Coilovers?
It does have coilovers, yeah. Flying Miata VMAX Classics. Has a Sparco steering wheel, quick release, Mad Street Pet. Stickers.
Can't forget the stickers.
No.
And your exhaust, right?
And my exhaust, yeah. And I think that's it, actually.
Yeah. I think my favorite mods, the RPF 1s and the RS3s, because it just grips for days.
It does.
I don't even have to slow down for this corner. I can just tuck it right in. Just and I still could have gone faster through that corner. Will it slide though? Oh, it won't even bust loose. These tires are so grippy. One thing about the Miata you can probably tell is I'm just a little cramped in here. I am a big guy, and so I don't actually get in the Miata, I put it on. For us bigger guys, if you're a big guy and actually interested in Miata, pedal position's a little close, so I'm wearing my like slimmest shoes I have. It's pretty comfy actually. I barely fit in between the dead pedal.
Oh, well, okay. About that, when you do the swap to manual, you don't have to like cut any holes. Like all Miatas are built the same, manual and automatic. So it's just like a plug and play thing. You just have to replace all the pedals with manual pedals, because the brake pedal is smaller on a manual than it is on an automatic. But I didn't want to do that after we did the swap. It took like 2 days and it was hell. It sucked. So we just took like a little Sawzall and cut the brake pedal in half.
I noticed that.
they're still really close, and that doesn't help.
So when I hit the brakes, I also push the clutch in.
Yeah, yeah.
The thing is about the car being tiny for me, I'm not uncomfortable right now. I just know if someone T-bones this side, I will be dead. But the good thing about the car is it's so responsive and light and quick. Like this truck that's not paying attention right now went into my lane. The good thing about the car being so quick is that your evasibility is a lot higher than any other car. So if someone were coming at me to T-bone me, I have a higher chance of getting out of that rather than actually getting into the accident. All right, our first challenge with the Miata. We got a hill ahead of us. Let's see how we do. It's a pretty steep one. It's the one that goes up to campus. All right, let's go. We just hit 40.
Territory, it helps, because I am gay, so like, you know, there's not really a joke about it. You're gonna make fun of me for that. It's 2016.
You don't get that guy that's like, oh, you're driving a Miata, faggot. It's like, oh, well, really, actually, I'm here for your butthole. That's the funny thing about the Miata. It's so innocent that it's easy to make fun of for some people. Like especially it's especially the big truck guys and the big V8 guys, and it's funny because that group of guys is synonymous with the people who have tiny penises, like this Dodge with its tow mirrors out. So the bigger trucks and lifted trucks are synonymous with small dicks. The ones that leave the Miata for. This guy, I'll put his link in the description so you guys can hit him up later. That's the scary thing about the Miata, is pulling out into traffic. And you don't have a median to go into.
Well, also visibility is down. When you have the soft top up, you can't see behind it.
Yeah, the plastic on it fades and it's hard to see through.
And then you have these massive blind spots.
Oh yeah.
With the fabric. But top down, you can't hear anyone, so just pick your battles.
Jokes aside though, what does the Miata do good? It's an affordable car. You can get them extremely cheap. And they're lightweight and nimble. And this is probably the best car you can buy if you're on a budget and you want to get into motorsports.
Now, I got mine for $2,900. It was an automatic, but had 116,000 miles. Came with a factory hardtop with defrost, matching, and everything. So, I mean, I think I came out ahead. That was a good deal.
And since it's an underpowered car, if you're 16 years old right now and you're looking for your first car, you won't kill yourself in this car.
Just don't stance nation it, please. Please don't ruin it.
So with the Miata being so cheap, parts are extremely cheap as well, and since so many were made, there's lots of parts available. And the car's relatively easy to work on. It's just a little 4-cylinder, just hiding in there. And it's really forgiving, so if you forget to do a timing belt, for example, you postpone it, and the timing belt snaps. This is a non-intervening engine, meaning the valves won't hit the piston, meaning you can snap a timing belt and have no consequence.
It's true. It happened.
It happened. I did the timing belt for him on this car, because it happened like that.
Hashtag blast.
And the timing belt was pretty easy to do, actually. The only thing is, I had to lean down a lot to fit into the engine bay because the car's low, so yeah. Otherwise, it was simple, straightforward to do, really easy. The parts were affordable, they were cheap, readily available. It's a really good car if you're a kid in high school right now looking for your first car. This would be a good car. Insurance is cheap because it's slow. And easy to work on, cheap to maintain, and cheap to pay for gas for. Gas will last you forever. It sips on it like a British person sips on tea.
Actually, okay, I want to make an exception. Miatas are supposed to sip on gas, and they normally do. This one doesn't, and I don't know why.
Because race car.
Because race car, okay. I know why. Now I know.
Correct. One thing is they are old, and they will break. And so you got to be ready for that. Like the window handle here, we got it right here, and we have to manually put it in ourselves to roll up the windows.
But there is a reason for this, okay? Alright, story time. The window motors break. They do that. They're known to break. And so I replaced it once, and it lasted a while, and then it broke again. Oh. Okay. Stop. That's awful. Alright, thank you. And so I decided, rather than replacing it with another similarly heavy automatic window, I just replaced it with a manual window. Saved some 4 pounds, I think, and every bit counts on the Miata, so it's okay.
So as a performance car, I said this is a good car to get into motorsports with, and part of the reason is cost, but the other reason is you can't rely on power to make you fast. So what you really rely on is, since it's so lightweight and you don't have power to save yourself when you slow down, you really got to change your driving style to be able to hold your momentum. So every little input you put needs to count. So every time you use the brakes, you want to use them as little as possible if you use them. Going through corners, you want to use little input, because if you give too much input, it's going to slow the car down. So this is a momentum car. You need to keep your momentum up. Once you get that speed, you don't want to lose it. And they're extremely fun cars to drive. I've autocrossed this actual car. And it really is a momentum car. You literally just don't use the brakes. If you need to slow down, steer even more into the corner. It'll slow itself down. But yeah, like right now I'm hurtling down the straight, corners coming up, not even going to consider touching the brakes. And actually keep my foot in the accelerator pedal. And that's the beauty of the Miata. It gets you to that point where, do I use the brakes? And it pushes you over that point where you dare yourself not to touch the brakes. And it makes you a better driver in turn. Speaking of the brakes, right now, we just have some OEM O'Reilly brake pads on it. They need help. They don't stop very good. But like I'm saying, you don't really need to use the brakes in this car. So there you go. You're saving money again. So if you do end up with a Miata, you will be engulfed into the Miata community. There's no escaping it. You're going to be friends with everyone. But the good thing is, everyone's super nice. They're probably some of the most down-to-earth enthusiasts. Just like I said about the autocrossers, probably because they're all the same people. Because the people who buy the Miata aren't into the car for the ego it gives them, or for the likes it gives them on Instagram, or stupid shit like that. They're into the car because they know it's a good car for driving, and they just want to drive. They all have the same passion for driving cars. And that's what you get with the Miata. And that's something that's awesome. I wish more car groups were like that. And Miata guys generally aren't the kind of people who only like their Miatas themselves. They're also fans of other cars. You can find yourself in other car groups, like the Subaru guys, and all they care about is Subarus. They don't care about anything else. And that's not really, you're not really a car enthusiast at that point, you're just a Subaru enthusiast. Now this is just an example. I don't think Subaru guys are really like that, but there are some car groups that are just like that.
So this is my first car. First car I bought by myself. And I'll never get rid of it.
That's good.
I just have too much fun. I mean, I know Miatas are supposed to be reliable, and they, for the most part, are, but this car is just so old that I have to do a lot of maintenance on it. And even with all that, I still will never get rid of it.
This is one of those cars you can depend on. You can depend on it for having fun. You can depend on it for getting you to work. You can depend on it for getting you to school. You can just depend on it all the time. It's a dependable car. You depend on it. And when you depend on things, it means it's dependable. And if it's dependable, that means you depend on it. So the Miata is dependable.
Full circle jerk. Also, it's my daily in the winter, and I've never been stuck. I just throw on some snow tires, my dedicated set. I lift it up some, and it's fine.
I'm gonna go in here. All right, so one thing I love about the Miata is the pop-up lights. This will get more attention than anything if we go down campus, flashing the pop-up lights.
As gay as can be.
Let's top down.
All right, top it down.
How do I do this? Hold on.
I'll just do it for you.
Let me
just reach around.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna flash the pop-up lights up and down, see who notices. Hey, boys!
Oh, hey! I gotta rev your engine.
Look at this.
Come on, do it. Rev it. They still.
Wow. Hi, guys.
Oh.
See, everyone loves Miatas. Hi, girls. You guys want to ride later? See? Nice guys. Get a Miata. It will reel in pussy. Or dick.
And dick. Oh, it'll reel in my dick.
Yay. These guys, look at them. Hi. It just makes everyone happy. How could you not love this car? Look at this guy. He had like such a what the fuck face on him. Hi, he waved. Hi. Fucking slut. Didn't wave back.
Let's corrupt some Mormons. Not him. Someone else. We're filming you.
Corvette. Hi, Corvette. Hi.
Yeah.